set my soul ablaze on each and every way. Put me in the water for the save.
They don't know my name. I get through the pain. Tasting on my face like it's lemonade. Tie me up in chains. I get through the pain. Tasting on my face like it's lemonade. They don't know my name. I get through the pain. Tasting on my face like it's lemonade.
Lemonade, lemonade.
Tie me up in chains. I get through the pain. Tasting on my face like it's lemonade.
The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock.
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah,
The Cowboys are now on the clock.
Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain.
The Bengals are now on the clock.
The flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I asked, can I?
Hey, could count on my power, hey, look at my dogs. It was way back then, could claim what you saw, but you weren't with us. The higher the climb, the harder the fall, but how did you get up? I done got rich and went broke, then got rich again, just a little hiccup. I done been ballin' this pickup. Remember me being so bummy and being so hungry, I had to eat gristle. Hey, how did you let it go miss? Hey, her she was magic, she mixed. Met her at one of the functions, we caught her the rhythm, she caught up a friend, they kissed and we dipped it, and that's how we kicked it.
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Pain. Can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I asked, can I? Before I went live, they ain't know what I was. Ain't no one alive that could do what I does. Wait. Need a light here just to catch my buzz. Need Sprite here just to catch my cup. Now they don't really talk about us. Now they don't really talk about love. Honestly, they ain't never seen too much. What's love to a guy with a bag? What's heart to a guy with some cash? What's pain to a guy that's mad? Said. What's broke to a guy with a mask? What's broke to a guy with a plan? I just wanna kick it, that's all I ask. Like, let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got
The Browns are now on the clock.
Spent the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain, pain, can I kick it? Just to flex, I went and
The
bought a
Panthers
chain.
are now
Can I
on the
kick
clock.
it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask. Can I?
The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock.
He's a bozo. Bozo. Really?
Yeah, we did a lot for the wins. Came in and drop on the 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. I had to tighten the plan. Yeah, I got it right in the end. Now we on top once again. I don't want it if it ain't love. If it ain't, get it away from me. Who you gon' jack if it ain't us? LABB to the bakery. Some mad that I came up. I know my granny gon' pray for me. It was just us in the vacancy. We had to get it from A to B. Wheels never felt like this. 2 seats in the hills, how I feel righteous. Blue sheets for the mills, but the deal priceless. New keys can't care what's built private. I might just double it up. Did it? Never enough, I'm with it. 5, 2, 3 on the business. Whole team got wins and the wheels still spinning. I told them what I told them. We did a lot for the wins. Came in and drop on the 10.
The Cardinals are now on the clock.
Once again, yeah. Hey, I had to tighten the plan. I got it right in the end. Now we on top. Got a spot and it's locked to the click all in. I got ops. If he drop, I just hit my dance.
The Chargers are now on the
they
clock.
Just watched, had to take my wins. They wouldn't let me in. I've been on 10 cents. Who really holding it down? I've been holding it down and I go it again and again. Who was the dummy that died? I'm the coldest around, but he folding again and again. I'm in the what? I'm in the day. I'm doing 30 on 30 and up.
The Bengals are now on the
You in
clock.
the way. Either you rolling or rolling the dust. You with us or what? Keep it running. We did a lot for the wins. Came in and drop on the 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. I had to tighten the plan. I got it right in the end. Now we on top
The
once
Vikings
again.
are now on the clock.
We did a lot for the wins. Came in and drop on the 10. Now we on top once again. Yeah. Hey, I had to tighten the plan. I got it right in the end. Now we on 10.
The Jets are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock.
Prime time over grind game, over time's up. Play my cards, dealt my hand, ain't really no time for luck. Either you got it,
The
you
Patriots
don't. Lie to
are
yourself
now
if
on
you
the
won't.
clock.
I put my team on my back, did what I could, what I had. Now I'll be all in my bag, copy and paste with the swag.
Rams
You can't
are now
do it
on the
like me.
clock.
All my winners on repeat. Take your L like a boss, stand 10 toes on your feet. I can never take a loss, I ain't set up for defeat. 4 Giottos on the truck, I had a dream and it stuck. Living my life cause we up, looking back like where the love.
The Jaguars are now on the
But
clock.
contrary to belief, loyalty runs deep. I keep my ear to the streets.
The
Struggle turned me
Lions
to a
are
beast.
now on the clock.
I'm out the chain, I'm out the leash. But baby girl, I play for keeps. Told my brother lately, I've been scheming against all
The
odds,
Browns
I'm fully
are now
reason.
on the
I've
clock.
been grinding lately, this my season. Lord knows I'm trying to find my reason. Lay it out on the line, ain't no looking back. Giving my all with no strings attached. Came from the bottom, rose through the cracks.
The Bills are now on the clock.
I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. Now I get it go. Now I get it go.
The Falcons are now on the
Ain't it
clock.
crazy how them tables turn? You can fold or you can stand firm. I'm a real one, so I ain't concerned. I'm fully built for this life. I think I earned all my stripes. I don't believe all the hype. Get back on my feet and get right. Watch me work, watch him hate, watch him lurk. Can't relate, watch you skirt. Out the mud, out the dirt, above the waters, in the murks, out the gate.
The Giants are now on the clock.
Tight, set the bar, take flight. Yeah, I've been grinding since a young and they told me my timing was coming. I've been hustling with no fun.
The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
I'm out in LA where it's sunny. I've been eating since a young and since we ain't have food in our tummy. The life we was living ain't funny, but you cannot take nothing from me. Put that on my mama, my daughter, my cousin, my brother, I'll show you. Way better than I can tell you. The type of dreams that they sell you. That's why I learned from my failures. Don't do the handouts or the favors. Told my brother I'ma get this paper. Was left behind, I see it
The
later.
Packers are now on the clock.
Wait up, lay it out on the line, ain't no looking back. Giving my all with no strings attached.
The Bears are now on the clock.
Spotlight on you, boy, you gon'
I remember sleeping
The Texans are now on the clock.
I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. Now I get it go. Now I get it go.
The Jets are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock.
I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. Now I get it go. 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 I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. Now I get it go. Now I get it go.
She right got me.
Hit boy on the beat, so you gotta go berserk.
Okay. Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that lend their hand and want to see you win.
The
When you
Titans
come up on
are
that
now
link,
on the
make sure
clock.
you cut 'em in. And then, sometimes you need a foe, one to keep your eyes open, keep you on your toes. You know the ones that
The
wanna
Cowboys
keep you
are
where
now
you
on the
been
clock.
before. But I can't go, no I can't go. And whoa, sometimes I need a check, not the sneakers, but the ones that make you watch
The
your step.
Ravens are now on the clock.
Name, how about your respect? Give them more than what I get, expecting nothing back. In fact,
You know, I sat down with my accountant. He said, I got good news and I got bad news. I said, what's the good news? He said, the good news is you made a lot. I said, what's the bad news? The bad news is
The
you spent
Browns are
more.
now on the clock.
Okay.
look, sometimes you need the faith, sometimes you need to know your worth, sometimes you need to wait. Shoot like the golden boy, but they from the bay. You can't negotiate with Drake, you gon' have to pay. But wait,
The Panthers are now on the
on the
clock.
main stage, with the mainframe, loosen up your
The
face,
Chiefs
baby.
are now on the clock.
Sometimes I need a vacate, meditate, hydrate, protect my energy before engagement.
Grew up having nothing, you're labeled impatient. But once the boss made it, you're labeled amazing. Meticulous with words, such a force of nature. I don't wanna seem absurd, but that boy's a gangster. Focusing on me, way from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle pockets, LIDs. Distinctive destinations, all I wanna see. Oceanfront residences, 3 different ones a week. Cause I deserve that, it's time to learn that. Mess around and put that thing up where your perm at. 6 figures every year, yeah, I earn that. At the front of this line is where my turn at.
Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that lend their hand and want to see you win. When you come up on that lick, make sure you cut 'em in. And then, sometimes you need a fool. Oh. Men gon' lie, women gon' lie. You're looking for the truth and the numbers don't hide. Looking for the root of all evil, then you need to go open up the briefcase, see with your eyes. Everybody claim to be great at all times, but they never spend a day in the rain in the front line. No lie. Stop playing on my phone line. Pull up in the space coupe with the roof optional. Wonder why they follow suit. I've been groomed from the womb. Came out of my mama with some running tennis shoes. Faster than the speeding bullet. Nah, it's cool, it's cool. Don't play with it, baby. Say what you gon' do? Stop playing with it.
The Eagles are now on the clock.
Exactly. You were built like that.
Oh, look at me. I bet you can't do it like me. Can't see me when I get on the ground. Game on, it's about to go down. A juke and shake it all up. My moves make 'em run them up. I'm lit, so
got the party going up. A champ with the crown is here. I'ma win anywhere. Hey, so shake it like you don't care. I shake it up everywhere. And I can bake cakes by the pound. Blow the whistle 'cause I love that sound. And we can just keep going round. I'm ready for another round.
Go ahead, touch down like that. 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 Hey, hey, go ahead.
The Cardinals are now on the clock.
Go ahead, touch down like that. Go ahead, touch down like that. Go ahead, touch down like that. Like
work the middle, work the middle, work the middle, work the middle, work the middle.
The Chargers are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock.
Shorty backing goods like a transport, and I ain't never seen something so round. How round?
The Jets are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock.
Automatic forces attract me to females. I look this gorgeous. How did you even come in existence? Hey, or did you just appear out in an instance? You got me all driven, revving my pistons. I wonder if she like the stick shift. Hey, count it 4 and make a wish. I wish that shorty keep it lit. 'Cause if I shoot my shot, I won't miss. No backboard, gotta sound a light switch.
go ahead, touch down like that. 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 Hey, hey, go ahead, touch down like that. 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 Like
work the middle, 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 work the.
The Colts are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock.
I've been through that water like Olympic swimmers, only bread and butter, what we ate for dinner. So I had to dream it till the dream is bigger. Only want the gold, we don't need the silver. Gotta be number one.
The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
Used to have bubble guts competition, now point them out. Making my babies proud, wanna cop my mama a house. Coming straight out the south, got enough juice to end the drought. Yeah. I buy like 23. Won't fall again, and I put that on me. Yeah. I feel the way, my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah. That's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drill. Yeah, yeah, champion, yeah, we here.
The Packers are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock.
I'm prepared for the rain, they amazed. I ain't break from the sticks and stones they threw. Anything that you can do, I can do it better than you. No matter what I do, achieve.
The Seahawks are now on the clock.
I spent the check on the diamond cross, but still ain't paid my dues. Gotta be number one, number two never count. Used to have bubble guts competition.
The Dolphins are now on the clock.
Making my babies proud, wanna cop my mama a house. Coming straight out the south, got enough juice to end the drought. Yeah.
The Titans are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock.
I feel the way, my heart all on my sleeve. That's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drill. Yeah, yeah, champion, yeah, we here.
The Ravens are now on the clock.
Yeah, I use a dub, I'ma win, I won't lose with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this.
The Browns are now on the clock.
I'ma act a fool with this.
The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
I'm incredible. Yeah, came for the dollars, call it vegetable. Then I did the dash, can I catch me, bro? Ooh, then I did the dash, can I catch me, whoa? Your whole team is no competition. Boy, I did it by myself, it's a solo mission. Running up the charts, I'm a fool, dog. Turn the whole field to a schoolyard. Bunch of students ain't eating round here. I'm the GOAT, little man, and I made it loud and clear. Put the gas on them like I whipped the Cavalier.
The Chiefs are now on the clock.
I use a dub, I'ma win, I won't lose with this.
The Browns are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock.
Stars born, I've been ready for
The Bills are now on the clock.
I've been eager for this.
The Patriots are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock.
I secured the safe for the cradle, I ain't dropping nothing. Only winning is exception, ain't no truth.
The Bills are now on the clock.
No L on my crew.
The Falcons are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Bears are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock.
She asked me what's my
The Eagles are now on the clock.
I heard the flare gun, I'm ready to race. No, I don't fear none, I'm stuck in my ways. They say I'm the chosen one, to see it in my face. Get this one and I'm holding on, I can't be replaced. I just take a sip, but it's split, we on track for the win.
The Cardinals are now on the clock.
Take a sip, but it's split, we on track for the win. Celebrate the win again, celebrate the win again. Yeah, the sun can't touch me, got a brand new vibe.
The Chargers are now on the clock.
My boy's wiser, yeah. Get the job done like the equalizer. And I'ma grab another drink, cause tonight I'ma die like Michael
The
Phelps.
Bengals are now on the clock.
Hey, diving in this pool. I don't know what we have. Hey, I'm just telling you the truth. I heard the flare gun, I'm ready to race. No, I don't fear none, I'm stuck in my ways. They say I'm the chosen one, to see it in my face. Get this one and I'm holding on, I can't be replaced. I just take a sip, but it's split, we on track for the win. Celebrate the win again, celebrate the win again. Take a sip, but it's split, we on track for the win. Celebrate the win again, celebrate the win again. Get it triumphant, let's bump it. Don't mind me seizing the moment, energy up my body burning. And my stomach keep on turning, stop moving, I can't control it. On my last breath and I can't hold it, you gotta give it all I got. This for the ones that think I'm joking. This for real, lightweight bust off half a. Yeah, I'm sweating, babe. Must be all them happy meals. I don't know how happy feels, but damn, I'm trying to find. She say I got sex appeal. I think it's cause I wear the fire gun. I'm ready to race. No, I don't fear none, I'm stuck in my ways. They say I'm the chosen one, to see it in my face. Get this one and I'm holding on, I can't be replaced. I just take a sip, but it's split, we on track for the win. Celebrate the win again, celebrate the win again. Take a sip, but it's split, we on track for the win. Celebrate the win again.
Pick it and go, pick it and go. We'll step on, spin move.